Yeah, so I came to Jordan after having shoulder surgery probably 2 years ago, and working with a number of physical therapists before I was lucky enough to meet Jordan, and didn't really have much success with the physical therapists that I work with coming out of surgery, and didn't really make much progress. Got frustrated and kind of gave up on physical therapy for a while, and just felt like this was my new normal, that I was gonna be in pain and have limitations throughout my shoulder. And I met Jordan where I work and just started asking him questions, and right away was really impressed, obviously with his knowledge, but just how much he cared and how much time he took to answer my questions and kind of take me through some things before I even officially started working with him. Um, After being a lifelong active athlete, I've worked with physical therapists for a huge part of my life. And the one thing that struck me about Jordan was immediately trying to get to the root cause of the problem. I feel like a lot of physical therapists that I've worked with in the past took me through kind of a very generic, especially with my shoulder. It all seemed very similar, and as soon as I started working with Jordan, it was much different. Ran me through a bunch of assessments to kind of get to the root cause of why I had probably needed surgery in the first place. And I learned in the process so much about my shoulder and the imbalances and the dysfunction around my shoulder that led me to need surgery. And then how can we improve that moving forward so I could get back to doing the things that I wanted to do. When I first met Jordan, the first thing I said was, I just want to be able to throw a ball with my kids. And this might not look like much to somebody else, but to me, that is a huge win. Before I started working with Jordan, this was not possible. So being able to do that, put my shirt on pain-free, things that a lot of people take for granted, caused me a lot of pain, and I figured that was just gonna be my life. So after working with Jordan, figuring out where the problem stems from, and then coming up with a game plan to address those problems, got me back to a point where I can play catch with my kids, put a shirt on pain-free, do some of the lifts that I had gotten away from for years that I really enjoyed. And that was something that I did not think I was ever going to be able to do again. And here I am, and it has given me the knowledge when I'm working out, if I feel pain, to now have an idea of why I'm feeling that pain and what I can do to try to fix the pain or not make it worse. Yeah, so as I said, I've worked with many physical therapists throughout my life over the years for a number of different injuries that I've had, and coming out of surgery, working with two separate physical therapists for my shoulder and not really having any luck and being frustrated. And I spoke to my manager here, who was like, hey, we have this PT here who's a shoulder specialist. And then I introduced myself to Jordan and spoke with him for a while, and right away, obviously I knew he really knew the shoulder, and he explained the shoulder better to me than any physical therapist that I had worked with did in a very short amount of time. And I could tell right away that he cared and he was interested. Before I even started working with him as a client, he seemed very interested and obviously knowledgeable about the shoulder. And even just a couple little things that he gave me in passing that I started incorporating in my own workouts, I could tell was making a difference. So that's what really pushed me to give it a shot and commit to. I noticed a difference pretty much immediately. After the first session, I noticed a huge difference in my mobility, the pain, and just my overall optimism that I could get back to some level of doing the things that I wanted to do. I would say at about the 4 to 6 week mark is when I really started to notice big differences in, like, doing pull-ups was something that I love doing. It's one of my favorite movements, and I just was not able to do that before working with Jordan. I would say about 4 to 6 weeks, I was able to give it a go and do some pull-ups, with very little pain. And I was having trouble sleeping at night. I move a lot when I sleep, and my arm gets twisted and turned when I sleep. So even sleeping was causing me pain, and that was something, within the first couple of weeks was something that I noticed before anything, was that I was sleeping through the night without being woken up with shooting pains in my shoulder. And just having the knowledge of certain movements and things that are going to cause me pain, and stay away from those, or think about moving my shoulder differently during the movements that I really enjoy doing. But I mean, I've gotten back to doing just about everything that I enjoy doing. And some days it hurts more than others, and then I take a step back and go back to some of the exercises that Jordan prescribes for me, and get myself back on track. I know Jordan has me using an app that makes it really easy to follow everything that we did when I was working with him. And I noticed that when I'm being consistent with the exercises that he has programmed for me, is when my pain levels go down and I'm able to do more. What I would say first is to don't wait, do it now. Get working with Jordan now. Don't wait. You don't have to be in pain. I wish that I had started sooner working with Jordan. It has improved the quality of my life, and that's not an exaggeration. The pain that I was in was affecting all areas of my life. My children, my wife. It really trickled down to a lot of areas in my life that it didn't need to, and I wish that I didn't wait as long as I did to address it, because being in considerably less pain has really improved my life as a whole, and I can't say enough about it. So you don't have to be in pain. Get started. Schedule that first session now.